What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time, my name is Shamaya. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to turn that post notification bell on. For today's video, we're going to be looking at my April monthly wrap up. So excited. I read more books than I thought I was going to read because I was in such a huge book slump. We ended up reading 9 books. 9 books. That's actually pretty good because I was in a book slump where I went literally, when I tell y'all, I went weeks without reading. I went weeks without reading. The book slump. One book I read for literally 3 weeks. That book just put me in a book slump. I don't know why, how. It honestly did. I do later in the future want to give it another chance. As of right now, it does not have great ratings from me. Let's go ahead and keep going with the video. And the first book that I read this month was Love Redesign by Lauren Asher. And I read this on vacation. So I feel like this didn't hit as good as the Final Offer, that Terms and Conditions, that series. It just didn't hit as much as this. It was a 3.5 star for me. I don't know if I needed a billionaire romance at the time that I was reading this. I'm not sure at all. Like, maybe it was me. And I think it probably was because I was on vacation at the same time. I was trying to relax and just read on the beach type vibes, but it wasn't given. I think the book was not for the setting. So lesson learned, because that was my first time doing that. It was my first time like out of the country using like plane. So I think that's where that killed the vibe of this book. But I definitely am going to continue reading this series as the books do come out. Then next, we finally finished the series, and that is the Harry Potter series. I'm so sad that this series is finally over for me. I have officially finished the Harry Potter series. Like, not a lot of people can say that for themselves. Like, not a lot of people can say that. I have finished it. I have rated this series a 5-star series. Of course, all the books lead up into each other, and I was not expecting the ending, but y'all know, once we lost my boy, if you know, you know. Once we lost my boy, I was just like, I'm so sad. Like, I just wanted to cry in every book because, like, why did they have to take him out of all people? Like, they had to take my boy? That's crazy. A 5-star series. If you have not read the Harry Potter series, you may be like, oh, it's a long series. I do recommend the actual audiobooks if you want to, dip a little toe in there. That did help me power through most of those books, especially with them being so big and chunky. The next book I read was supposed to be a palate cleanser, and I ended up actually loving this book. I went and got the next book, and that is Done and Dusted. I absolutely loved this book. It was my first cowboy romance, and I loved it. It did need some more, like, I wanted some more time with the characters, but I know this is like something short, sweet, to the point. It just gives short, sweet, to the point. But I would like to have something like a little bit longer, even though I know this was like 300 pages. So like, I just wanted a little bit longer so that the characters can develop a little bit more. But this definitely was a 4.7 stars for me. I suggest everybody read this book, especially if you have not read a cowboy romance. Then another one was Better Than the Movies. This was my first ever Lynn Painter movie. This is my first ever Lynn Painter book, and I think I'm going to pick up something else. Like, am I forced to? Like, oh my God, I need to go pick it up today? No, that's not what I'm saying. I just think that she would be a great palate cleanser for the types of books that I do read, because some of the books that I have been picking out lately has been a little bit intense. So I definitely think she would be a great palate cleanser for me to read in between some of my deep and bigger books. So now we're getting into part of the month. Actually, these books are actually in order. Like, I don't know how they ended up staying in order, but on my shelf they are in order as I read them. So we're getting into like the second week of April, really pushing like second week going into the third week. So The book that put me in a book slump, Forever Never. I thought this was going to be such a great book. It was not what I expected. This book put me in such a major book slump. It took me a week and a half to read this book. So it's like a little frustrating for me because I was reading this. I think I started reading this on like Thursday or Friday. I didn't finish this book until like a Wednesday or Tuesday. Like Tuesday or Wednesday. It was just too much. I thought it was just going to be like, I like small town. It makes me scared to read things we never got over. I'm just going to say that. But I did like, what was the other book she had? Grumpy Sunshine. I like those type of books too. I like that type of trope. So the other book was like pretty fun, and I thought this was gonna give that, and it did give like some time back and forth, that banter of that back and forth, keep going. But I just did not enjoy. This is a 3-star. I just didn't. I don't think this was the time for me. I just didn't enjoy it. I honestly just not. It didn't. It didn't do it for me. This was a 3-star for me. I think her writing as well. It's not. It's just. I don't know. Maybe it was the characters. It wasn't even like the characters. Like Remy. Like I felt like she gave. Like they definitely gave when it came down to the actual story. But this book just somehow put me in a slump. I'm thinking that it was just too slow. I think that's mainly what it was. Because I'm like, I don't know. It was just too slow. Took too long for them to kiss. I love a slow burn, but I don't think this was it, y'all. I honestly don't think it was it. And that makes me so scared to read things we never got over because it's 3 books to that series, and I literally don't need to start that series if I'm not going to read the whole entire thing. So, moving on. We have One by One, Freedom McFadden. So I was definitely in a major book slump. So I literally just picked up a thriller that I had from on my bookshelf. Suspense thriller, actually, because I think this is suspense. So I picked this up, and this was a simple 3-star. Y'all know I'm just trying to read all of Freedom McFadden books, so that's why I picked that up and I read that. Then we have Butchered and Blackbird. I've been supposed to read this long time ago. I did not get to it, but this month I finally got to it. Great writing. I don't know. I wasn't sure if I really liked because if I'm not mistaken, this is Friends to Lovers. I really like Enemies to Lovers. Like, Friends to Lovers is cool, but it's like y'all already got a bond. Like, it's different from like, okay, I don't like you, X, Y, and Z, to, okay, now I love you. Like, I think that's toxic, though. That sounds so toxic. But I think I like me a little toxic. It does sound a little toxic, but I do like Enemies to Lovers. So this book right here, I think I rated this like a 3.5. It was cool. I mean, I don't see what the hype was. I'm just going to say that. The hype was not necessary in a sense. I mean, yeah, they were killing people, but it was like, okay, let's keep going. Maybe I'm like that because I be watching like Law and Order, and I watch like all of those criminal shows, Criminal Minds, all of those type of things. So like the murder, that didn't give for me. It didn't really necessarily give. It wasn't like a major factor in the book how people were making it seem. Then we have Maybe Meant to Be, and this book was actually pretty good. This is by K.L. Walker. And y'all know I am trying to read her books as well because she has some great YA books that are palate cleansers for me. So I definitely like her books. She was the Summer of Broken Rules. That was like 5-star, maybe close to 5-star, or if not a 5-star read for me. But yeah, this one right here was a definitely 3.5. It was a palate cleanser basically after reading Butchered and Blackbird and being disappointed. Then we got the one and only 5-star read of the month, and that is The Powerless. Y'all, the fact that this swept me off my feet yesterday to the point where I was reading at 1 o'clock in the morning. I usually go to sleep around 8 or 9 o'clock. Baby, I was up reading. You hear me? Reading. I was up reading. I literally got up this morning. I literally put my headphones on, turned the audiobook on, got ready for work, went to work, and was legit still listening to this audiobook. How good this book was insane. I literally could not close it. I could not put it down. It was a matter of me forcing myself to put this book down. If you have not read this book, I think you should read it. Now, are you going to go into this book with high expectations? No. So that's what I did. Actually, I ended up waiting until the hype died down for a pilot list because it was just too much going on. And I hate reading hyped up books and then it just disappoints. So I waited and I let all of the anticipation and all the hype go down. And I love this book. 5 stars. You hear me? 5 stars. Now, my copy does look different from everybody else, but I do have the UK copy. And I did just end up ordering the novella. And I already ordered the second book from Blackwell as well because I need all my books to match on the new bookshelf in the back. But those are the 9 books that I read this month. And I'm about to go ahead and take you guys to the bookshelf so that you guys can put them away with me. Alright, y'all, so if you enjoyed today's video, please like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to turn that post notification bell on, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.